Hey everybody, welcome to Math with Ace, Stats with Ace. Today, we are focusing on creating a box plot using the 5-number summary, performing these operations in Excel. A college statistics instructor is investigating the amount of time students spend working on a final project in the course, and the instructor would like students to spend approximately 3 to 4 hours as the typical amount of time to be spent on the project. The instructor collects data from a random sample of 10 students for the number of hours spent working on the final project. The results are obtained as follows: 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 11, 3, 2. Determine the 5 values, minimum, Q1, median, Q3, maximum. And then they ask the question, should the instructor modify the final project or leave it? And then we want to create a box plot. So the first thing that we need to do is enter our data. And we're not writing hours because otherwise we would not be able to perform calculations. Okay, we have an even number, that's important. So we want to sort the data. So again, remember sorting equals sort, and then select the data. We sorted the data. We need the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, maximum. The minimum is found by taking min of the data set. And then the median is found by taking median of the data set. Now it looks like the column 1 and then the pound works for everything except the first column. Maximum is max. And then we know that the median is 3. Okay, I said that there's an even number of data that matters here because when there's an even number of data, your median is actually the average of the middle two. And so these middle two values, where if there's 10, 5, and 5, the median doesn't actually exist in the data set. It's not an actual value in the data set. So the lower half here is split, and then the upper half is split here. When I'm calculating the median of the upper half versus the lower half, those are the two that I'm dealing with. Lower quartile is the median of the lower half. Upper quartile is the median of the upper half. Okay, so we have our 5-number summary. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a box plot. And that's going to live in the charts, the statistical chart before. So I do want to say one thing. Creating a box plot with even number of values versus creating a box plot with odd number of values. So when you go to count, like if you select the data and your count in the bottom right tells you it's an even number, you need to pay attention to the one that says even versus the one that says odd, and we'll talk about the difference. So I'm going to select insert. I'm going to go to the statistical charts, and I'm going to select a box plot. They call it a box and whisker. They've modified it now. It's just a box plot, but it was a box and whisker. I need to tell the graph, I need to tell my chart where the data lives. So I'm going to say my data lives in A1 to A10. And now I get my box plot. So let's see the way that our box plot is made. So I can change my chart title to edit the text. This is a number of hours spent on the project. And the x-axis doesn't really do anything. It's just telling you this is graph number 1. The y-axis, format here, is where we need a label and a title. So we're going to call this one the hours because that's what's being measured on the left-hand side. Now, our minimum, when you make a box plot, the two outer parts are your minimum and your maximum, and the box is Q1 to Q3, and the line in the middle is your median. So the minimum is 2, that's correct. And the Q3 is 4, that's not lining up correctly. And So something's off. So what needs to happen is we need to adjust our graph because this is not, our box plot is not correct. So you need to go to series and you need to change your quartile calculation to be inclusive of the median. And now we have the minimum is 2, the first quartile is 3, the median is 3, and third quartile is 3. So if you have an even number in your data set, you need to choose quartile calculation inclusive median. And then for odd, you guessed it, exclusive median. Really important is your graph. You need to calculate your 5-number summary and make sure that your graph matches. Okay? Thanks for watching.